Alright, everyone, welcome to a little video I've been thinking of making for a while now. It's basically just an overview of like the conference and what I'm excited for, what I think of the conference, and all that. I don't know when this will be posted, if it will be posted next week or it will be posted with the streams due to I kind of have to add on footage while I'm talking about this because I've never done this style of video before. I'm currently recording audio and then gonna put video after. Also, I've never I'm not doing a script. I'm just going down a list of games and events that happen during the conference, and I'll be able to post them in post edit, see what I can do. Anyways, so I'm just gonna try and come up with what I thought of the conference as a whole. Was it good? Was it bad? And that conference is the Xbox/Microsoft conference of 2019 at E3. Now, I thought this conference was actually pretty good. At the first, it came out really strong, but ended, I think, pretty weak, to be honest with you. And let's just go down the list. So, first was Outer Worlds. Now, Outer Worlds, I'm actually really excited for. Fallout New Vegas was actually one of my favorite Fallout games. I'm saying actually a lot. Anyways, was my favorite Fallout game in the entire franchise. Mainly because I liked the atmosphere, I liked the guns, I thought they had a good leveling system, story was pretty cool. Overall, I actually really enjoyed Fallout New Vegas. I haven't even played mods with it until recently, and I played it like 5, maybe 6 years ago. It was a while back, but anyways, Outer Worlds looks very, takes place in space, takes place in kind of like in a Star Wars kind of setting. I'm really interested in it. I haven't seen any gameplay of it though. I wonder if there is any gameplay footage around there that I can watch. But overall, it looks like a fun game. My only pet peeve about it is the fact that, it is coming out to Epic, which is a very sad day. Mainly because I don't really like the Epic Store. I don't like Epic's business practices, except for giving back to the developers. That's nice, but it's a shitty thing that they do to make games exclusive, and the awful thing that they're doing to Steam right now with Rocket League. But anyways, I digress. Outer Worlds, it had a pretty good trailer. It showed some things that, I didn't see before. Overall, it looks like a solid game from the trailer. I still want to see gameplay and stuff, but I'm somewhat excited for it. I'd probably give it a maybe, I don't know. I'm interested. I'm interested in it. The next game was Bleeding Edge. Now, Ninja Theory came out on stage. These people made Hellblade and a few other games. Devil May Cry, the one that not everyone was a big fan of, apparently, even though I think it's slowly aged well with people. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't played it. But from the looks of it, looked very Overwatch-esque, kind of have that, like, not cartoonish feel, but just, it has that Overwatch look to it. Especially when the big guy kind of has, like, a texture of, hopefully it's up on screen now. But he just kind of has that texture of just, like, it looks very close to Overwatch kind of textures. Overall, it doesn't look bad. I mean, again, it's like, presentation and trailer and stuff. I didn't know actually if they showed any true in-game footage, except for the stuff that we saw. Other than that, it looks alright. Doesn't look too bad. I heard someone say, it was actually my girlfriend who said that it looked very close to kind of like a Borderlands and Overwatch-esque type of game. I'm interested in it, but I don't think I would play it. I hope it does well. Next game is Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I haven't played any of the games in the series, the Ori series. Looks solid, looks kind of the same from the other ones, but you gotta keep in mind that's coming from the perspective of someone from the outside. I haven't played any of the Ori games. Aesthetically, it looks pleasing. I like the art in it. I don't know what the gameplay is like, but it looks alright. So I hope it does well. The next one I'm actually really excited for is Minecraft Dungeons. Now, this game was somewhat hinted at last year, if I remember correctly. I can't remember if it was the Game Awards or the E3, before this one. But it was hinted at. And looking at the footage, I'm actually really excited for it. I've played Diablo. I've played the original one. I've played 3. And I'm actually really excited for it. I actually really like Minecraft. So, I mean, now people will make fun of me now. But, you know, it's just like, I really enjoy it. I think it's a nice, relaxing game. So I'm actually really interested to see what Minecraft Dungeons can do differently. Maybe they can be similar to Diablo, but like still change and bring a nice twist to their own Minecraft way. So I'm actually really excited for Minecraft Dungeons. It looks solid. I mean, it looks very Minecraft textures except for a little bit updated. It's kind of what I wanted Minecraft to be in a sort of way of, like, you know, having that dungeon crawling aspect, whereas Minecraft is more of like just crafting and stuff. Like, there is dungeons to explore and everything, but most of the time you're going to be crafting and mining, whereas this one looks straight up just like dungeon crawling, which I'm actually really excited for. Next, Phil Spencer came out. He did his, you know, usual talk about the games that we're going to be seeing, the future stuff that we're going to bring up in a few minutes and stuff. I thought he talked alright, I guess. Like, you know, he's presenting us the conference after looking at, what is that, 4 games already. 2 very excited for. The other 2 look very interesting. But I think he did very well. I don't know. It's kind of weird to judge someone talking. The next game that was shown was Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I thought this was an alright presentation. It showed some gameplay within the trailer. If you wanted to see actual gameplay, you had to see the EA little meet and greet or whatever they had before that. And I actually watched it. It looks interesting. I like some of the gameplay mechanics. I'm only worried about 2 things. The force cost, because, like, there was a force ability where, like, you could literally freeze people, and I feel like that's kind of, like, that needs to kind of be changed a bit, because, like, people could just do that all the time, and I think some lighting could help, but again, it was an early alpha, so I think for right now, it looks solid. It looks like a game that you could play. It doesn't look like any record-breaking, you know, numbers or anything, but it does look like a decent game. Just need to fix some lighting issues, you know, add some sort of limit to the force. The main character, some people have been saying that he's kind of stiff, he's kind of like generic, and I think that's kind of intentional, but I think, I don't know, I think there'll still be some stuff, like, compare it to, like, the Force Unleashed's main protagonist. He stands out. Like, anyone who has played that game kind of remembers Starkiller, or, you know, the guy from Force Unleashed. You know, I don't remember his name, but I do remember playing those games and remember the personality kind of give and everything. And I actually really enjoyed those games. I miss them. I wish I could play them again. Next one is Blair Witch. This one came out of nowhere. It was a big surprise for everyone. It looked like Outlast. I don't know why I said Silent Hills, because that's not by Microsoft or any company you know, would want to be there. If anything, Silent Hills would have been shown at the Sony press conference because of Konami and stuff. But, you know, if there was a Sony press conference. Anyways, so I was guessing, was this like a new Outlast? Was this a new what and what? It looks okay. Don't really see any, like, solid gameplay. Just seeing, you know, spliced up cut footage. I'm not really, I don't know, I'm not interested in it. I hope it does well as usual, but, like, it's just not my type of game. But yeah, Blair Witch the game, kind of weird. I don't think they're even making a movie or anything. I think Blair Witch will actually probably do better in video game form, but then again, there are countless other games out right now, such as, you know, Outlast, you know, a few other ones that kind of do that found footage. I mean, there's Slender, you know, The Arrival, That game has, you know, been out for a couple years. Outlast, the second one came out maybe a year ago, if I remember correctly. So the found footage / you know, use a camera, I would say that like it has a dominant market such as Outlast, but I don't think there's too many games that use it too much. Not with a recognizable license, nor is very popular. The only one's very popular is, of course, Outlast. The next one on our list is Cyberpunk 2077. Now, everyone was actually really excited for the trailer. It looked very good, actually. I want to also kind of say that I've only seen one trailer of Cyberpunk before this E3, and that was the one that he was on the train and everything. I don't think I saw anything else, but I was really interested in it from like images and like the idea and the just like the overall like sound of it sounded really good, like the concept of it. So I was excited for it. Again, I think that's the only trailer that I saw, but again, I was excited for it. So watching the trailer, thought it looked really nice. These are cutscenes within the game. That would be really interesting, but I don't think they are. I could be wrong. I've never played, the only Witcher game I've ever played is the second one, and I only played that for a bit because my graphics card couldn't handle it at the time. I got a new one now, so hopefully it'll be able to run Cyberpunk 2077. But from the trailer, looked really nice. I found out character customization and stuff. Soundtrack sounds really good. Again, nothing gameplay. And then the big moment arrived.
Oh shit.
So you got jumped.
They dumped his body.
Wake the up, samurai. We have a city to burn.
Oh my god, who's that?
Keanu
Reeves! Oh shit! Oh, it's Keanu Reeves!
It's Keanu Reeves!
Holy fuck! Is that Keanu Reeves right there?
It's gotta be him.
Oh my god!
He's in!
Oh my god!
John Wick 4.
Oh my god!
Oh my fucking god.
Keanu Reeves!
Keanu Reeves!
We
Oh
love
my
you,
god!
Keanu.
I fucking love you, Keanu! That's right, Keanu Reeves. Just so good, so good. That sold the game for me. I was like, well, if Keanu Reeves is in it, I gotta get it now. You know what I mean? Like, god, Keanu Reeves. That was such a good reveal. Everyone's losing their minds. I was losing my minds. If you remember from the stream, I was just so damn happy. And not only did he come out and like surprise everyone because he's, you know, a major actor, a lot of people like him, he's a down-to-earth guy, but he also seemed genuinely excited for the game. Like, he's, you know, seemed very excited. Crowd was very nice to him, saying, you know, he's breathtaking, we're all breathtaking. Like, it was such a good reveal, such a good just presentation. And you know, I'm very excited to see. I saw bits of gameplay in the trailer. Now, a little bit of off topic because this wasn't at E3. I then looked, I was like, okay, well, you know, I should try and think, if Keanu Reeves wasn't in this game, would I still buy this game? So I actually looked it up. I saw some interviews. I think what is the creator's name? Pondsmith, sorry, not Tom Smith. Pondsmith, sorry. I watched a few interviews that he gave. I really like the way he describes the world, describes the game. I saw one of the people at, you know, another interview of someone that's working on the game, was very, you know, interested. I saw some gameplay from a year ago that they showed off, and when I saw the gameplay, I'm very intrigued. I like this role-playing aspect that they're going for here. Yes, you're kind of into a story, like you kind of fit yourself into a story, but at least they gave you some leeway of like, okay, pick your childhood hero, pick, you know, a life event, why are you in the city, you know, just kind of give role-playing aspects that can hopefully shape the story, make it creatively your own. Even though there is only a few different ways to, you know, mix and match, at least they try to find a way so you personally feel invested in everything, and I'm really excited for that. Gameplay actually looks really solid. It looks like a game that I could get into. The world seems really nice. Acting seems really good. Just everything seems really good. So I wanted to do a quick edit. I kind of went on a little rant about the controversy and everything that's been surrounding Cyberpunk, and I felt like it didn't really add to the video. So I'm sorry if there's like little cuts here and there in the audio. I felt it was better just not to talk about it. Just leave it alone. Just because like I don't really like the issues, but it doesn't add anything to the video. We're sticking to the game itself. Let's not try and get into controversy. I hope you guys understand, and thank you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you. I'm trying to stay away from that because I know I'm going to love this game. I know I'm going to love this game. It's got a nice world to it, and I'm going to set my expectations. I'm trying to set my expectations, so I'm like, well, kind of looks a bit iffy, lighting issues and stuff. I need to see more gameplay, but you know, I'm trying to set my expectations a little bit low, but still a bit high, you know, because I'm really excited. I know it's going to be a good game. But yeah, so I'm really excited. Keanu Reeves is in it, so I definitely can't wait to see what happens with this game. The next game is Spirit Fairy. I don't know how to really pronounce it. Looks nice. It looks like you build your own ship. You just live, you know, on a ferry and everything. Looks nice. Aesthetically, it looks interesting. Kind of looks a bit of, you know, everything that's kind of out there, but still, it's a nice, you know, it's good art. It's good art. I don't know any real gameplay about it though, but it looks interesting to say the least. Other than that, I'm trying to think of other things to talk about. Like, I don't know much about the game. They just looked really nice. I'm guessing you build your ship, you farm, you talk to characters, you meet along the way. You know, it looks a very peaceful kind of like upbringing story, kind of like, you know, laid back, but also there's some tension. Like, you know, just nothing too dramatic or anything, but it looks a very nice game. The next game was Battletoads. Now, this one I'm really confused by, because everyone at the conference seemed really excited. Of course, that could be because, you know, every year the companies pay off certain people, you know, give them free shit and stuff so they can be wooey about literally everything that they see on screen. But I thought, you know, Battletoads is you know, it's got a cult following. A lot of people are excited by Battletoads. Like, I was like, okay, let's see what, you know, people have to say about it. You know, I thought people would be excited. Apparently not. A lot of people are apparently upset by it. They don't like the art to it. I don't really have that big of problems with art, but again, I've never played a Battletoads game, so I couldn't say, you know, what my opinion on it is. But from you know, the trailer looked alright. Didn't look too bad. It didn't really wow me, but I was like, okay. So I did get into the beat, like when the trailer first, I was like, okay, I can get into this, and I was like, Battletoads. I'm like, alright. Next one on our list is RPG Time: The Legend of Riot. This game looks interesting. I was trying to figure out how do I define this game. It's not really, but actually my girlfriend put it best when she said it looked very kind of Scribblenauts mixed with Little Big Planet, and I thought that was the perfect way to describe the trailer and maybe the overall game. I think it looked a bit too busy. Like, there was a lot of I could not focus on one thing. It looked really busy for me, but it looks alright. I mean, it doesn't look like a bad game. I just think it looks really busy. Like, I can't focus on one thing. Seems really interesting, and can't wait to see what happens with it. Alright, so this one is a speed round. What I mean by that is basically Microsoft took a bunch of games, not a bunch of games, they took some games that were already out, some games that aren't out, so far as I know, and just threw them into a big list of just, hey, look, it's a bunch of games, So we're gonna scroll down here, and I'm gonna tell you what I think of them in like short kind of sentences. So the first one was Dead Static Drive. Really interested in it. Looks nice. Kind of looks like a creature kind of based game. I like the driving. It looks very aesthetically pleasing to me. The next one was Pathologic 2. I've seen kind of pictures of the first game. Looks kind of spooky. You know, whatever. Star Renegades. Looks like 8-bit game. I couldn't really 16-bit, couldn't really tell. After Party already been released, I'm pretty sure. Tabs, Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, that's already been released. The Good Life looks like a porn game. I have no idea what that even is. Crosscode kind of looks like a Legend of Zelda meets futuristic kind of stuff. Creature in the Well, looks very aesthetically pleasing. Killer Queen Black looks like a B game. Riverbound looks like a pirate game, 8-bit kind of, bit kind of thing. Looks interesting. Unto the End kind of looks very Nordic, kind of, what's been popular for a while now. Blazing Chrome looks like a Contra game. Felix the Reaper looks like a dancing type of game, or like you listen to music, something that has to do with music. Undermine, you're in a mine, I guess. Supermarket Shriek looks like you just fucking destroying a market. Secret Neighbor, it looks like Hello Neighbor with TGT elements. Linkfell looks interesting, can't really say much. Lord of the Rings living card game, basically Hearthstone's Nightcall, a game that I'm actually really excited for. Totem Teller, a really abstract kind of art right there. Whew. And that is it for our speed round. Next, Sarah Bond, hopefully I got her name right, introduced us to the Xbox Game Pass. And I think this is absolutely the worst thing about this conference. It did not get me interested in anything it was selling. It basically works as a Netflix, but for games. And I think that's absolutely the worst idea ever. Now, before people start berating me and attacking me, let me, tell you why I think it's a terrible idea first. I find it weird that we need a service, like a live stream, like Netflix, Hulu, a service we pay for an unlimited amount of games. Now, granted, I'm a person that likes to stick to one game or like 2 games. I'm not like everyone else that maybe likes to, versify, maybe try this game, maybe try that game. And, I feel like if you're paying a service like $15 a month or whatever it was, I'm pretty sure it was $15 a month. Let me look at this real quick, actually. Oh, okay. So they have different plans. So, the first one is the PC plan, which I'm sure is the Microsoft Windows Store. Unlimited access to over 100 high-quality PC games for $4 or $5 a month. This is the beta price. Soon it will be $10. Join for $1. You get unlimited access to over 100 quality PC games, new games added all the time, Xbox Game Studios titles the same day as release, exclusive member discounts and deals. Next there's the console version, which is basically kind of the same thing, but on the console, and it is $9 a month. Now, there is also the best value, which is the ultimate one that they actually showed, which includes Xbox Live Gold and PC and console, basically, Xbox Game Pass. Also includes the Xbox Live Gold service, which I don't know if you also have to pay that with the other services as well. You apparently you get Gears 5 Ultimate Edition available as released. Play 4 days early on console and PC, so you probably get to play games earlier for 4 days. Includes the Ultimate Edition character pack. Oh wait, no, this is just for Gears 5. So all you get is you get all the same stuff for the other services, but then you get the gold Xbox Live Edition, bullshit that they sell people. And I really think this is it doesn't interest me. I think it's a terrible idea because games as a live streaming service like Netflix isn't the same thing. When I go to Netflix, I watch a movie or a show. I binge watch a show, right? Now, show/movie is different between games. Why? Because it takes literally no effort to watch a terrible movie. It takes no effort to watch a terrible show. It takes effort to play a game because I'm actively sitting there mashing buttons. And if it's like a really shitty game that I can't like sit there with friends and make fun of, then there's no reason to play it. On the other hand, I watch movies and I'm like, okay, I watch it once, no, I'm done. If it's a show and it's got multiple seasons, then it's like, okay, well, I stick to this one show and then I'm done. With games, it's not the same thing. With games, unless you're sitting there marathoning the whole game in one day, it doesn't work like that. You consistently have to play the game throughout each and every single day until you beat it. Usually games take about a week, maybe 2 weeks to beat. If you're really kind of just like, playing for like an hour, 2 hours, whatever. But it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, oh god. And it's just like, if you're only gonna play one game on that service, just buy the game. Just go, find wherever you could buy the game and just buy the game, and then there, you're good. You own the game forever until, the eventual uprising of whatever apocalypse. We lose all technology and I can't play games until we solve it and Steam comes back and opens their servers, servers, whatever. But again, I don't get it. Again, if you want to use it, go right ahead, but I think it's useless, makes no sense, and it just doesn't seem like a good idea to me. The next game on our list is Microsoft Flight Simulator. It was okay, I guess. I like the idea of flight simulators if I don't do anything, like for getting footage or just, aesthetically pleasing, like flying over a city. Like, that's kind of nice. Like, I can see that, but not really for me. And, yeah. Next game on the list is Age of Empires 2. Definitive Edition, or Remaster Edition, or 4K Graphics Edition. Adding a new campaign for whatever reason, I guess. I've actually played Age of Empires before. I've played a few of the original ones, but my favorite one is 3 because you get muskets and everything is just, feel so good when I play that game every now and then. Not a lot of people know the game. Anytime I try to bring it up with friends, they obviously think it's a phone game for whatever reason. Wasn't really impressed by it. It looks, fun. Well, I can't really say that because on the stream I was freaking out. But looking back on it, it's like, okay, it's alright. Like, I thought it was going to be like a new game in the franchise. I was like, oh, that's going to be so cool. Going to be so good. But that didn't happen, of course, and, oh well, but it looks nice. The next game on the list is Wasteland 3. Now, this one actually caught me off guard, actually. I had no idea that they were even working on a new Wasteland game. If you don't know, Wasteland is a game that came out in the 1980s, maybe? 1990s? Maybe, hold on. It came out in 1988. So yeah, late 80s, early 90s, however you want to look at it. This game would be the basic foundation for Fallout as a franchise. Sadly, the company had to, fail to meet expectations, or they just went under, stuff like that. And they could sadly no longer make games. And it sucks, of course. Obviously, it sucks. But, they came back with a successful Kickstarter, releasing Wasteland 2. A lot of people really liked that game. It was reminiscent of the original. I played it. I failed at it, but I'm still interested in getting it just to, play it. And, if I still suck at it, then oh well, At least I, trusted and, gave someone money, I guess. But Wasteland 3, it looks a bit better. It looks very more XCOM tactical and all of that. It's taking place in Colorado, where it's apparently a snow system, snow weather, or whatever. Looks interesting. I was really taken off guard. I was like, really, Wasteland? Okay. Really excited to see what they have in store. I'm excited for the game. Next came out Matt Booty to talk about just acquiring game developer, game studios and stuff. One of those had to be Double Fine. Now, if you don't give a shit about like Payday 2, Overkill, Starbreeze, then I'll leave a time around here somewhere of where you can skip to the next thing, just to skip to wherever I stop talking about this. So, if you don't know, Starbreeze has been kind of going under recently after the failed launch of the Overkill's The Walking Dead. They were heavily invested into this game. Heavily invested in this game. You want to know how heavily they were invested in this game? I can't tell you. That's how heavily invested they were in this game. Man, that's a shitty argument to have. But anyways, just Starbreeze thought they were going to be this big publisher, and like they had Overkill, and they had Payday 2. Like, yes, Payday 2 is a good game, and of course, it's one of my favorite games. But if that's the only game you have currently right now, like name other games that Starbreeze was, had. Dead by Daylight, that had a successful launch, which they sold all the rights to. They sold the rights to, back to Double Fine. So they're signed up with Microsoft to work on Psychonauts 2, which is not coming to Starbreeze. They had to give away System Shock back. They gave away Crossfire, and Microsoft saw that opportunity to just grab those studios, and well, here we are. So anyways, let's just talk about Psychonauts as a game. Now, of course, it was a very successful, game. The first one was very successful, had a very interesting concept, very cartoonish. A lot of people liked it. Never played it. I still own it somewhere. Anyways, took a couple years actually to finally just find a way to get Psychonauts 2 out. And a lot of Psychonauts fans are really excited. I'm happy for them. Again, just don't worry about all the bullshit things of Starbreeze that I talk about. It's probably gonna be a fine game. Next game on the list is Lego Star Wars. Oh, I am so pumped. If you don't know, I love Lego games. I love Lego games. They were some of the first games I ever played as a child. I still have, let's see. I still have my a row. I still have like a piled up just games, just a building size of games. You know what I mean? Like, it is the size of like a tower size of games, of all the Lego games I have. And I really love those games. I cherish them. I find it kind of silly that people, whenever their, Lego games come out, they always like buy like, oh look, it's the, The Force Awakens. I'll buy that. And they're just like years later, it's like, they're just gonna release the complete saga, which now it's the Skywalker saga, because it's the Age of Skywalkers, which doesn't make any sense, because this new generation was supposed to be, not Skywalkers, but, whatever. But really excited. I hope that, like, they really updated their graphics enough so it feels new. Because even though, yes, I do like the original Lego Star Wars games, those look rough now. Like, they look really rough. Like, ooh. They're still fun to play. I will give it that. But, like, I really would just want to see the updated system. They better add Han Solo back in the game. Because I remember when I played the original complete saga and I got Han Solo and I was so excited. Just like, oh my god. And then, like, in Indiana Jones, I think you got Han Solo, I think, or some other Star Wars character. Anyways, really excited for this title. I'm a huge fan of Lego. Can't wait to see what happens. Next game on our list is Dragon Ball Z / can't show it because copyright claim. Next game on our list is 12 Minutes. Now, throughout the conference or the trailer that was shown of this game, I thought this was Hitman Go because, like, it looked very similar to that style. And and the voice actors sound very close to Hitman. Like, I thought it was Hitman Go. Apparently it's not. It's a game where you most likely have to, like, experience 12 minutes of, like, a break-in, and, you know, like, this person keeps reliving the same events over and over and over, maybe hinting at it's kind of randomly generated somewhat. I don't know what this game really is to say. I'm just only going off of what I saw in the trailer. Looks okay. Don't really know what to make of it, to be honest with you. The next game was Way to the Woods. Now, this looks like a very cutesy game, very aesthetically pleasing game. Looks like a very calming game until it gets really just like, oh shit, stuff's happening. You're basically like a mom deer, and you're taking care of, you know, your kid, and you're just going, you know, you're going across the world that has become a desert wasteland of some sort. Looks fun. Looks interesting. Looks cutesy. Next on our list is Gears 5 / They Butchered Crazy Train from Ozzy Osbourne, the trailer. I am not a big Gears fan. I think they're not really fun games at all. Like, it just seems too bro for me. Seems way too bro for me. I'm not really into them, but I don't know. Apparently they had Billie Eilish, like, while, like, the person was having multiple personality disorder or some shit. I don't know. But, yeah, I have no interest for the game. They're apparently doing, like, a Terminator crossover or something. They're trying to pull a, you know, Mortal Kombat, you know. Really weird. I don't know why I said Capcom. Probably because I was thinking of fighting games. Next one on our list is the Xbox Elite Controller Series 2. Now, this controller looked very alright, looked nice, I guess. It, you know, looks okay. I'm gonna be honest with you, I prefer Xbox controllers over PlayStation controllers. And the main reason why is just the sticks. Like, the sticks just feel really too close to each other. Like, I feel like I'm gonna hit my thumbs all the time. I like the kind of space, you know, where one is up, one is down. Seems like a, you know, an alright game. You know, seems like, you know. Plus, it just feels more comfortable to me. Anyways, so yes, while this is a cool controller, you want to know how much this controller is? It's funny that they didn't show the conference. It's $179.99 for a controller. A controller. $179 for a controller. No. The most I would pay for a controller is $60. That's the same amount as a game. Like, I'm not gonna pay $179 for a controller. A basic one at that. Only has 3 modes. I could probably find better controllers that have like 5 modes on it. Like, it seems cool, but no. For $179 is a disgrace. It is a fucking disgrace. Next game on our list is Dying Light 2. Now, Dying Light has had a very interesting transition, I will say, into different genres or themes or whatever the heck you want to call it. Now, what I mean by this is that the original Dying Light game from the makers of Dead Island, which, if you don't know Dead Island, it's that game where you're on an island and it's filled with zombies. There's booze, there's boobs, and there's just a lot of swearing. So then Dying Light came out, and it was a lot more parkour-y, which is alright. It was during the time where parkour was still cool. Story was very okay. It worked for what it was. Gameplay was... It was Dead Island. It was still Dead Island. Like, it still felt like Dead Island, just now you can parkour and you're in a, like, bigger city, like, woo. But Dying Light 2, on the other hand, is talking about how it has a branching story, and, like, you're basically like this Assassin's Creed character who's infected, and his father told him to, like, don't forget who you are. Hold on, sorry, I'm far away from Mike because I'm petting my cat right now. There you go. Anyways, it just seems like a really weird way to transition. And originally when it was first shown, I was like, okay, this is kind of weird. This is kind of like, you know, power's been out, or like it's not really a wasteland, but like civilization is transformed into this, and then zombies appear. I was like, oh, this is Dying Light. Wow. Again, looks cool, looks decent. I'm just like, eh. Next game on our list is Frozen, I don't know, Horizon 4 Lego reveal. This was probably the best way to reveal this. Now, if you don't know, Horizon, whatever the game's called, the series, is just known for driving. Now, driving games aren't inherently bad, but they're just like, no one really adds a spin onto driving games. They're always like, oh, you do races, or like The Crew, which actually kind of had somewhat of an interesting concept of like, your brother was killed, so now you gotta avenge him in The Crew. And then The Crew 2 came out and was like, let's take all that crime and stuff element and just make it a sports game. Like, I don't know. I think there's potential for racing games to have a more wider concept, like Twisted Metal, for an example. It's a racing game, but it's got guns, it's got rockets, it's got killing, it's got clowns, you got Sweet Tooth, you got an ice cream truck. Like, it's a game that I miss playing. Like, I really wish that they made more Twisted Metal games. But again, it, you know, was a Lego reveal. At the time, I was like, oh, you know, that's really funny. I would play it for that. But knowing me, I would also play it for the cars. Because, you know, I don't really like cars, but I have a dream car in mind. And if I can make that dream car in the game, then cool. If not, then I'll probably just play it every now and then. Next game on our list is Gears Pop. Now, this is a mobile game that was shown last year. It was supposed to kind of, you know, bait people. Last year, Gears was like really baity with people, being like, don't worry, here's Gears. Oh wait, it's the Pop edition. Psych you out. Sorry, that's just the sound that I think of when people are like, you know, people that dab. Oh, look at me, I'm gonna dab. You know, anyways. It was okay. It's a mobile game. Everyone thought I was gonna love it because of pop figures. I do like pop figures, but I like my own, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not a collector. I just collect the stuff that I like, you know, like, I have almost all the Cowboy Bebop pop figures except for Vicious. I still need to find him somewhere. And then, you know, I have all the Queen pop figures. I have almost all of the Kurt Cobain pop figures. Like, I have a certain collection of pops that I like to collect, you know, just whatever I like. I'm not gonna go get fucking Yogi Bear, like, in different variant. Like, I'm not that big of a fan of Yogi Bear, so I'm not gonna get Yogi Bear. So, just thought I should clear that up with people who think that I love pop figures. Like, I do like pop figures, but I don't like all of them. And I don't like Gears, so of course it wasn't gonna be a match made in heaven. It looked okay. The trailer was comedical, but the gameplay just looks, it's nothing really for me. Next game that they showed was State of Decay 2 Heartland. I don't know if this is DLC because I thought State of Decay 2 was already out. I'm not entirely sure. Let's look it up real quick. Let's see. The trailer was okay. State of Decay 2 is out, actually. It's been out since May 22nd. They're just releasing a DLC, The Heartland, which, okay. Alright, well, I mean, there you go. I thought they were just, it's weird because I thought that, like, they were releasing the game. I guess I didn't see it. Anyway, oh, hold on. Anything else? Nah, not really. I mean, it's got co-op, but again, like, since the DLC, like, I don't really know. Does it just add more towns and stuff? I don't really know. It looked interesting. I thought it was the second game still, but yeah. Next game is Fantasy Star Online 2, but with a P because it can't be Final Fantasy. Fantasy, I don't know. I don't know much about it, so looks like an anime game. Cool. Next game is Crossfire. This was one of the other games that Starbreeze was supposed to publish. I have no real idea about it. I've heard that it's like a really popular, used to be like a really popular like online shooter game that a lot of people played, but from the trailer, it was a fucking cinematic, so I got nothing else to say. So the next game on our list is Fuck You, Bandai Namco. Fuck you for not only copyright claiming me for this game, but then for the other one, the Dragon Ball game that we couldn't talk about. So fuck you, Bandai Namco. You know, don't want your games to be shown. I'm just trying to cover the whole conference, and you're just gonna claim my video? Like, fuck you. So this list, this game on our list is Boob Sword the game. Now, this game is by Bandai Namco / Greedy Bastards. It's a game where you pull a sword out of a girl's cleavage. Now, if you don't know what that's like, go watch My Hero Academy. There's a scene where a character who materializes things out of her skin pulls stuff out of her breasts. Like, if you want to go see that, of course, nothing is shown. But go watch that. It's basically like that. Again, also, fuck you, Bandai Namco. The next game on our list is Borderlands 3. Again, I have a complicated relationship with Borderlands 3. I was really excited for Borderlands. Like, I thought it was going to be a fun game, and I was really going to get into it and all that. And I played with my friends, and we did 3 reboots, and they ended pretty much all the same way. They rushed through the story. I did not know what was going on. I couldn't just explore and enjoy the view. 3 times, mind you. And I tried I played the game with my girlfriend, and we beat the game. So I have no reason to play the game. So yeah, I don't really enjoy Borderlands. My friends it kind of ruined it for me. So yeah, I mean, and they already know that, so this isn't a big deal to them. But yeah, my friends kind of ruined Borderlands for me because literally they just rushed through the whole thing and I couldn't explore. So kind of just gave up on that. But yeah, Borderlands 3 looks interesting. Looks like somewhat of an upgrade. I don't really think any of the characters are remotely interesting. Like the Siren, don't really think she's interesting. But also, what pissed me off was at the end of it, it's like, also, the Handsome collection is available right now for a very low price. Also, a DLC for Borderlands 2, the bridge is Borderlands 3. It's a free DLC, but you have to buy the Handsome collection in order to play it. So it's not actually a free LD. It's a fucking, you have to pay for a collection of DLCs to get the free DLC. So it's not a free DLC. Next game on our list is Elden Ring. This is the new game by From Software, the same people who made the Dark Souls series. And from the mind of overly hyped TV show, Game of Thrones, it is your boy, George R.R. Old Man, got a long beard, Martin. They're making a game. That's all I can say, because it was another fucking trailer. Like, that's the thing. They only showed gameplay for maybe like a few of the things. Like, they showed gameplay for the indie titles and like the big ones, like, Cyberpunk 2077. At least they showed some gameplay. But then it just got to the end and it's just like, gameplay? Fuck it. Doesn't matter. So then Phil Spencer came out again to talk about xCloud, how you can play anywhere, which I think is kind of weird, because not many people, I think, would do that, unless you're staying over at a friend's house and be like, nah, fuck you, I don't want to play your shitty games, I want to play my shitty games. But, I mean, it's a cool, thing. I hope, I see a few problems there, like people, stealing information, stuff like that. Next one is console streaming. That's an entirely opinionated thing, so I'm not even gonna get into that. So now the big announcement, which is Project Scarlet. And it did nothing new, because they already announced a new console like a year ago that they were working on Project Scarlet, which was basically their new console. And this year they pretty much revealed everything that PlayStation revealed at their conference, which was, we got faster loading screens. Like, it was terrible. It was fucking pathetic. And then they were like, we're gonna release Project Scarlet with Halo. So, let's go into Halo, guys. And what they showed was just a cutscene, a trailer. The only gameplay is when you're in Master Chief's helmet, wake up, and then you'll walk forward, and then it's another cutscene. The fact that people are excited for Halo, I'm just like, I get it, right? You know, obviously you could see during that, you know, the E3 stuff that, like, my friends were really excited for Halo. But to say that's a big highlight is overreacting, is stretching it. It was just nothing new. It was just in-game footage. I don't even know what was in-game footage. It's just trailer. And, well, actually, technically, yeah, it was in-game footage, because, you know, when you wake up and then it's another fucking cutscene, that's in-game footage, which is basically, look at the design. It looks cartoonish, but not at the same time. As you can see, I'm very cynical about this Halo, whatever the fuck number it is. As I literally wrote on my piece of paper here, it's Halo, whatever number it is now. And they announced that Halo would come out with Project Scarlet, which is the only way that they're gonna fucking sell that console, is that they release a Halo game with it. Because Halo is the backbone of their console. Unless, because we talked about it afterwards, if you can buy Xbox games on your PC with the Windows Store, doesn't that mean that, like, every Halo game now with that service you could just play on the PC? Who knows? I don't give a shit about Xbox. I don't give a shit about Halo. So, a quick editor's note here. I thought that I would kind of, after cooling down and everything, I'd kind of give an updated thoughts. I didn't think the video was pathetic. I feel like that's kind of like a little too harsh now that I look back on it. I just think it was really lackluster, and I didn't mean like Sony's press conference, because they didn't have a press conference. I was more talking about like their the video footage that was released of how they, you know, have updated load screens and stuff. That's what I was mainly talking about. I didn't really think it was pathetic. You know, these people are working their asses off to provide a product. It's just like, you gotta provide something that, like, you know, your competitors haven't announced yet. And it was basically the same stuff from last year, a few years ago, and it felt like, you know, it had some of the same features and stuff that Sony announced. So I thought I would clear that up a bit, so it didn't seem like I was too harsh on them. I really don't care much for Halo. I mean, if you like it, that's you, but I just think that people are a little bit over excited about it, just because, like, there was no real gameplay. It was just cinematic, and then you enter in the fucking suit, and then it's supposed gameplay, and then you jump into another cinematic. Like, that just doesn't seem really fun to me. So I thought I'd clear that up, kind of give, you know, a more cleared out thought version of it. So yeah. And that was the Microsoft conference / Xbox conference, whatever the heck you want to call it. Now, if it seems like I'm angry, it's not that I'm angry. It's just like, when you really scroll down to it, like, after the speed round where they showed all the indie games / games that may have already been out, really fell down for me in terms of, like, quality. Like, it just felt like it was dragging on. It didn't have a whole lot of heavy hitters, not a lot of stuff that people were interested in. Like, this, basically, it was like, and the other thing too is that, like, I got everything I wanted in the first few days of the conference, like E3. I got Cyberpunk 2077 and I got Doom Eternal. But we'll get to Bethesda soon. Anyways, it's like either a conference started really good or ended really good. You know, it's either one of those two. You can't have a conference started really good and ended really good. It's either it started really good and it ended in shit, or it started in shit and ended really good. So I thought the Xbox conference / Microsoft conference was alright. I thought it started really good, especially with that Keanu Reeves reveal. I just thought the rest of it was kind of downhill from there. I mean, again, you know, there are some interesting games that they are showing. If I had to list out games I'm excited for from this list, Outer Worlds, obviously, even though I'm waiting for it to be released on Steam, because I'm not going to buy it on that piece of shit Epic Store. Minecraft Dungeons I'm really excited for, even though I'm pretty sure I have to have, like, Windows, so I'll have to figure that out. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order I'm really excited for. Cyberpunk 2077 is a must-buy for me. I'm going to buy it hopefully next year. And these are just games I'm listing off that I'm interested in, I want to buy. Like, there were plenty of other games like Spirit, you know, Fairy, you know, a lot of the supercuts that they did, the Legend of Riot, like those games. I hope that they do well, but these are just games that I'm personally excited for. Nightcall I'm actually really excited for. Wasteland 3 looks interesting. Lego Star Wars, of course, I'm excited for. And everything after that, I was just kind of like, eh. Like, I mean, the Lego reveal was funny, but like, I'm not planning on buying it. Like, if I get the game, then like, oh, okay. But everything after that just like fell through it for me. I was not interested after all the good stuff started at the beginning and it ended in shit. So I probably had to give the conference like maybe a I don't know. Let's see. Let's do some calculations here, shall we? Let's do some math. So we're gonna do a 10 out of 10 rating. Alright, so I kind of decided to sorry, my throat's kind of iffy. I decided to get rid of the whole like this bit where I did all the calculations and stuff and have like a proper outro and stuff, just because like I gave an updated rating and everything. And I've been trying to do it for the past few minutes while getting ready for this video, but yeah, I'm not good with apparently computer calculations, so we're gonna try and do it here. So I gave Outer Worlds, originally the score was like a 3 out of 10, but I think I'm gonna update it. Outer Worlds was a +1. Was a +1. Bleeding Edge was a 0.5. Plus Ori was a 0.5. Plus 1 from Minecraft Dungeons. Phil Spencer's first appearance I left at a 0 just because it's kind of hard to judge appearances. Like, you know, what they talk about and everything, since he mainly just talked about what, you know, we're gonna see. So Star Wars, I gave that a +1. Blair Witch, I gave a 0 just because like I wasn't really too interested in it, but like I don't think it really takes away with quality from the game, so I just kind of left it at a 0. So then Star Wars Jedi Fallen is a Cyberpunk is a +1. Keanu Reeves showing up was a +1. Spirit Fairy is a 0.5. Battletoads I left out a 0 just because it's kind of the same vein as Blair Witch. RPG Time: The Legend of Riot is kind of a 0 just because like it was really confusing to me, but I know that shouldn't take away from the quality just because like I don't get it in a way, so I just left it at, you know, as is. I actually gave the speed round like a really bad minus, but I think I'm gonna give it a plus just for like the fact that they actually showed games. I wish that though the reason why it's not a 1 point is because they still don't do they don't give the games enough time to be talked about, and I really hate when they do that. But I feel like it's not the game's fault, so I give it a plus 0.5. Also, I did a lot of mess ups in my review, or when I did this bit, so I'm trying to correct that too. So plus, actually, we want to turn it into a minus 1 for the Xbox Game Pass, plus 0.5, plus Age of Empires 0.5, plus 1 for Wasteland. Matt Booty and the Double Fine doesn't really matter, or Psychonauts 2, just because I don't know much about it. So plus 1. Plus, I was actually really interested in the Dragon Ball game, but I didn't give it a full score just because I did get a claim for it. So I just was like, well, oh well. And plus, we got some good jokes out of it too. So I thought, to be fair. Plus 0.5 for 12 minutes. Looked very interesting. Very interested in it. Way of the Woods looks like a fun, nice, relaxing game. So we're currently at 11. Now we're going to start to drop with a minus for the Gears 5 trailer. A minus for the controller because it's way too heavily priced. But it's a 0.5 because I still liked it, but still the controller was just like... or a 1 point. I only give things a 0.5 or a 1 point, I think, to be fair. Let's see, so 0, so then a plus. Actually, Dying Light didn't really capture my interest, so I could probably change it to a 0.5. So plus 0.5. Plus I came up with how to say that name, and I completely forgot it. Like the racing game with the Lego reveal, probably give that a 0.5. Gears Pop, that's gonna be a negative 0.5. State of Decay 2, probably leave it at a 0 just because not really give or take. Also not the fantasy game. I give Crossfire actually a 0.5 for not actually showing gameplay, but at least it was still okay. The Boob Sword game, that's a definite -1 because fuck Bandai Namco. I gave a... No, I can't in my mind give Borderlands 3 a 0.5. I have to give it a minus 0.5 just because, I know it's not my game, and, that's not why I'm giving it the negative score. I'm giving it the negative score because, I think it's a really fucked up thing of what they did, where... it was in order for you to get the DLC, the Bridges, Borderlands 2, and Borderlands 3, you have to pay for the Handsome Jack edition, even though they said it's a free DLC. I don't know if it's free only for right now, but it really did make it sound like it was, so I feel like it deserves that for just, kind of being dickish, in my opinion, but, and plus I don't really enjoy Borderlands 3, even though that's kind of countering on my argument. Again, I'm doing this because of the dickish DLC thing, so 0.5. Then 0.5 for the Elden Ring, just because it didn't show actual gameplay. Appearance, Cloud, streaming, didn't really care. Project Scarlet, probably give a minus 0.5, just because they didn't really show anything new. And then a -1 for the Halo trailer. And we actually get an updated score that I think sets more of how I feel about the conference, which is a 6. I think that's safe to say what it was. It had some really good highs at the beginning, but I think it progressively just got really low for me. But I would say it's an above average conference. I still thought it was good, but like I think it could have been better. Still overall it was a good conference. So yeah. Anyways, that is my review of the overview of the Microsoft 2019 conference. Thank you for listening or watching, whatever you're doing. You know, it means a lot to me, the fact that people hopefully watch this video. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna give final score equal 6. I think that's fair. I honestly think that's fair. But yeah, I'm gonna be trying to do this with the Bethesda one. It probably won't take as long, just because like it'll be quicker for me to talk about the games and stuff. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please check out the music that I put in this. I don't know what music I'm gonna put in it. If I'm gonna just try and find some tracks, I'll probably do it tomorrow. But anyways, yeah, thank you for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Please check back on Wednesday. Hopefully when I get the Bethesda one up and ready, and then check back for the Devolver one, which that one's going to be kind of weird, because Devolver is kind of, that's going to be like, is it a 10 out of 10, or is it a 5 out of 5, you know, whatever, but I'll figure it out. Anyways, again, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. It is 12:42 a.m. I'm not even supposed to be working right now. My girlfriend is actively mad at me. She is actually threatened to break up with me. So if you guys can like this video, I'm just fucking with you.